Good morning, everybody. This is Vince with Listings Leads, and we're going to get started here in just a minute or two. Could you let me know, can you see my screen and can you hear me talking? You can put it in the comments panel. I'd appreciate it. We'll just give it another minute here as people are logging in now. And if you're new to us, let me know in the comments section how long you've been with us and how did you find us? So today we'll be starting in just another minute on top tools for more listings. And or you may not know, we actually do a lot of things. It's right here on the front page. We have easy Facebook software. We have easy ad software for Facebook, Instagram, and Google. We do have PDF guides. We have virtual tours and single property websites. We have free automated content for your social media accounts that you can set and forget. We have email marketing and we have print marketing as well. And all of those aspects actually come in to getting more listings, right? So if you have listings, we can actually help you multiply those listings. If you don't have listings, we still have tools to help you generate listings. So let me know if you can hear me okay, because I'm not seeing anything, so I'm a little concerned there. And then we'll get started here. So first of all, as I mentioned, if you have listings and you want more listings in those areas, you can definitely take advantage of that. So I'm going to open up a document here, which is on my laptop. I usually have it open. You're welcome to email me if you want this. It's tools for more listings. In our older webinar platform, I had it ready. You could just download it, but I haven't figured out how to make that happen here. So we'll hopefully get that solved first. But before we go into the class, I just want to go through this. And what I want you to think about first is, if you want more listings, we're really talking about how to farm your area, how to get listings out of your major farm market. And this sheet right here really spells out the tools that are here to help you. And I'll show you where all these tools are inside the system. Before we get into it, I do want to point out that there are tools in print. There are tools for email, there are tools for ads, and there are tools for free social media posts. And the ones in your email, really you can use via your CRM. If you have leads sitting there, we have a lot of content that is going to keep those people engaged and give them value as a homeowner, what they're looking for to learn about the home selling process. We'll come back and look at this. But before we get into it, I do want to give you a few ideas of the resources. When you log in, you're going to see our training calendar, and we do live training every week. You should definitely get involved with us, especially if you're new to us. Oh, hi, everybody. I need buyers for my listings. Yes, Georgia, and we'll talk about that real quickly. I know that is obviously a big point in the market today because interest rates are high and sales are slowing in some markets. But this is going to be focused on how to get listings. But I'll definitely, Sharon is getting a black screen. It has started. Is everybody seeing a black screen, or is just Sharon seeing a black screen? Let me know that in the comments panel, everybody. So we do have live training, and definitely sign up for that. Get on those live training calls. We record every class, including the class that we're on right now. And those will be right here on this channel, which is our YouTube channel. So definitely let me send this to you. Yeah, Sharon. Okay, thanks, everybody. Sharon there, I'm not sure what the problem is that you're having there. I'm going to send this to everyone right now, which is the link to this page. And honestly, I feel like this is one of the most important resources for you to learn what's going on. And also, you should know, and I'll show you how to access these in case you're not live on this call and you're watching it as recording. We also have our own private mastermind group on Facebook, and it's where Scott and I talk about what's going on. It's also where our clients talk about what's going on, what they're doing, what's working, what's not working. So you definitely want to get in here and find out and kind of learn from the other agents. I am going to bring us back here a little bit later. Okay. So we'll see some things inside there. So let's go look at this and talk about the list. Okay. And just from the top, mail out the nearby homeowner letter to local homeowners. Okay. This, I'll show you what that is. I just want to read through these so you get a sense of what we're going to talk about. Run ads on Facebook for pending, under contract, and sold ads. Running ads on our platform is super easy. We've done everything, clicked all the buttons for you. It basically is 2 clicks. But when you're running ads on homes that are pending, under contract, or sold, the call to action is saying that affects your home value. Click here for your home value. You can also create a property valuation page for every one of your farm areas. And most of you are working in somewhere between 5 or 10 different markets. You need a home valuation page for each one of those markets to really effectively market into that. Once you've created that, and I'll show you how to create that, you can then run ads on Facebook and Google and drive people to those pages or capture leads with those. Now, inside the platform, there are actually 80 PDF guides for you. They're all branded to you on every page. They're all about 5 or 6 pages long, and 40 are for home buyers and 40 are for home sellers. Okay, good. You got it, share. And for this call, you want to focus on marketing with the seller PDF guides. That could be on Facebook. That could be on Google. That could be with print tools like postcards or door hangers or letters. It could also be with free social media posts and emails. There's lots of ways of marketing the PDF guides. On this one here, it says property valuation page where you create one. We also create a letter on the back of it. I'll show you what it is. We call it a home sold report. It's one of those tools that if you mail into the market, especially to people with equity, that's going to help you out. Then also just sold postcards. So just like our just sold ads on Facebook, our just sold postcards, they not only tell the market that you've sold a home, there's actually call to actions that they can act on. They can scan with a QR code or they can go to a website and get their own home value. So if you are mailing, please look at our tools because we are focused on capturing new leads. Now, we also have e-flyers and we have tools for your sellers as well. So your seller social media tools or email tools, actually you'll get you leads that are closer to referrals, right? Just not randomly sending out ads on the internet. And lastly, it's this advanced thing which says upload homeowner custom audience to Facebook for better targeting. And I want to start there because if you look at the fact that you want listings out of a particular area, let's say it's your favorite town, right? Maybe it's a town that you live in, or maybe it's a town that the sales are happening at a good pace and the price is right. So you really want to work at that area, right? That's what we would call a farm market, right? Maybe it's your town, maybe it's adjacent. So how do you attack that? You attack that farm market with this worksheet, right? But what you need to start off with is you need a list of people with equity, right? The people that already own those homes, because you don't want to just be mailing out sporadically into a zip code. You don't know who's a buyer or who's a renter or who's a homeowner, right? Similarly, when you run it out on Facebook, it's the same thing. It's a 15-mile radius of whatever town you start in. And it could be somebody that drove through there and is on vacation. So targeting of Facebook can be wonky, right? Not really great. And then email, you don't really know. You might have a list of a few people who you gathered from your leads in the past that are in that town. But if you really want to develop a farm market and dominate a farm market, you need to start thinking about where can I get a list of people who've owned their homes for at least 5 years in that market. And there are 4 companies that I can name here right now. One is called listsource.com. And I don't really recommend one over the other. I recommend that you call all of them to find out what you need, which is a list of homeowners with more than 5 years ownership. You need their name, their email, their phone number, and their mailing address. Okay. Their name, their email, their phone number, and their mailing address. ListSource should have that. Remind should have that. A lot of people know Remind embedded in CRMs. But I often talk to agents that are like, I'm not really crazy about their data. You can check all of these out and see what's going to work for you. This company here, Arch Agent, it's been recommended to me by many agents, and also RedX. Now, Vulcan 7's out there, and they do this sort of thing, and Cole Resource. Some agents will go to their title partners and ask for that list. The challenge there is you usually only get name and mailing address. And there's a big reason why you need the phone and email. So I'm going to show you why. And we start, let me close these so that I don't have too many things open. let's see here. We start at the bottom. It says upload a custom audience to Facebook for better targeting. So what do we mean when we say that? Let's go over to the ad section. Let's have an valuation landing page already, right? There, you can actually create multiple home valuation landing pages. Okay. And you probably should. Some people try to do it at the county level. That doesn't work too often, but I have seen people do it and seen it work. So you're welcome to try that. I do think that most people want to know who is the local expert in the town where I own home. Okay. And that kind of makes sense probably to some of you as well. So I have a landing page for a town next to me called Walnut Creek. Okay. And I've created that is actually, that's not the one I want. Here it is. Yeah. This is Property Valuation Plus, which means it's an instant landing page, right? It's a landing page for that town. And if I click on marketing tools, there are multiple ways to market that landing page. And this is true for any of the landing pages that are in your account, the ones that we developed for you when you signed in by default, or the ones that you create. You will be able to run ads on Facebook. You'll be able to run ads on Google. We can share them for free on social media. And we have an e-flyer and we have tools to mail them, right? So again, if we bought that list of name, phone, email, and mailing address from whatever company we chose, we have lots of ways to hit that list. Okay. And I want to explain this one first because this will make you understand why it's important to have name and email. So if I want to run an ad for this Walnut Creek page here, I could say Walnut Creek, right? I could just type that in here, right? And it doesn't matter. You could be in Tampa. You could be in any city. This is what you will do. You'll type in the name of the city and okay. It's going to be one of those days. Walnut Creek, California. Goodness gracious. And you click on it and it becomes blue. And that tells Facebook to hit that town. But notice this here, this radius. That also says a minimum 15-mile radius. Okay, so what does that mean? I've got a landing page for people who own a home in Walnut Creek. So if I'm going to target a 15-mile radius, what's going to happen there? And I don't know about where you're sitting. It's really just, but if you're in a dense area, that won't work for you. Okay. And let me explain to you why. If we go to Google Maps, it's very, very clear why this is a problem. Walnut Creek, it's just a few square miles, right? Let's open it in Maps and look at that. I think it might be 10 square miles, right? This area right here where my mouse is, that's Walnut Creek. And if I back out to a 15-mile radius, there's 1 million people that are going to see this ad that do not live in Walnut Creek, right? At least 1 million people. Walnut Creek's right there in the center where I'm spinning my mouse. And that's why we're suggesting that you get yourself a list of homeowners with name, email, and phone number, because running that ad here to 1 million people that don't live in Walnut Creek is not the greatest idea, right? You can probably imagine that. Now, if I go over here to ads page, which is on the left, we give you some functionality that is incredibly powerful and very, very useful. Let's see what Craig said. Many titles I've checked are never willing to provide enough data. Yes, that's right. I actually think the software, Craig, that most agents have does not supply that data. They're using other software programs that are designed for title professionals, and they don't actually get that data. They may give you a story or whatever, but the companies that I have been mentioning, a lot of them do give you that data. Here's the reason why that's important. When you get into listings to leads, you will see create an ad on Facebook and create an ad on Google, but you also see this one, create audience. And you could name that Walnut Creek Homeowners, right? Whatever city, homeowners. You can upload it, but it does need to have email, number, first name, and last name. Now, when you buy a list from anybody, or even if you get it from your title partner, it's probably going to have like 20 columns of data, or maybe more, maybe 30, right? Save that for other reasons. But for Facebook, it needs to have only those 4 columns of data. And you want to make sure, this is really a nuance, but I want to point out that you see how my cursor is is blinking right there next to homeowner. Sometimes when you get this spreadsheet, there's a little extra space because you don't know who got it to you, but it just exports and there's a little extra space. And that throws an error, oddly enough. So you need to make sure that your cursor is there. Sorry to get techie, but that is how it needs to look. And these columns need to have those headings, just like we've shown you there, with that data in it. And you upload it and import it. And this list will live in your own Facebook account. You will be able to use it for years, right? It does need to be minimum 1,000 leads long, though. And that's important because some of you are in markets where your target market is 500 homes, right? Or 300 or 400. That will not work. Facebook, you can upload it, but Facebook will not let you use it unless it has more than 1,000 contacts. Well, let me explain what that is. I live over here in Lafayette, right? And Walnut Creek is over here, a good town. But this area right here, if you see this 24 here, this area here is called Release Valley. And this is awesome homes, beautiful homes. And that might be an area that I want to develop. There are only 500 homes in there. So that list is not going to be very long. And if you've got that kind of situation where you've got an area, just kind of reach out your radius and grab some of the adjacent people. That's not going to hurt you to do that, right? And so you get that to 1,000 leads, you make sure it's in that format, you upload it, you import it. And then when you go run an ad on anything, it could be a sold listing. It could be that you just have an open house or you have something that you sold. You can say, okay, I want to run that ad from that Walnut Creek. And instead of, I'll show you in a moment, instead of saying 15 miles around whatever city you're choosing, you would click this button here that says retarget current leads or custom audiences. And then if you type in here the name of in this box, the name of your audience, somehow I got disconnected, it will only target those people. And since you bought that list from whatever third party, you know that they own a home. That makes Facebook incredibly powerful. If they are on Facebook in this 7-day period, they're going to see that ad. And this is way more effective than showing it to a million people that this ad is not relevant for. So that is why when at the bottom it says advanced, that was advanced when I created this 3 years ago, this document we're looking at. And actually, I think it's like critical. It is key now because when NAR decided to change the compensation for buyer's agents, a lot of agents have realized I need to focus on getting more listings. So you need to really look at it strategically and getting a list of people who own a home and then running ads directly to those people is exactly the case, right? So let's go back and look at what's number 1 on this list. And that is the nearby homeowner letter. And this has been our number 1 tool for many years. It's not number 1 because it gets the most amount of leads. It's number 1 because it gets the highest quality leads, okay? So you can imagine if you're mailing something about that's valuable to a homeowner and you're mailing it to people who own a home, that's going to make a lot of sense, right? So let's look at this one here. And the nearby homeowner letter, it's available under all of your listings. We just changed the wording based on what status. Is it just listed? Is it sold? But I have one here that's sold. So let's go look at that and click market listing. And this gets us to all of our tools, right? And since this home is sold, all of the tools are going to reference that it's sold. And all of the call to action, they're going to say that affects your home value. Click here to get your home value. So the nearby homeowner letter is what we want to look at here right now. And I've got a button here that says print and mail. And that's because Express Copy is a kind of an integrated printer that we have. And if you have an account with them, they will download this letter. I'll download it right now. And they will fold it and they will put it in an envelope and they will mail it only to people who have equity. I'll show you what it looks like in just a minute. And we were really excited when we launched this integration, right? Because it makes one of our most effective tools super easy to get out. Okay. And this is what it looks like. Hey, this home is sold. Go here, scan there, go check it out. When they land there, it's going to say that affects your home value. Click here to get your home value. Right on this piece of paper, it says that's going to affect your home value. And go here with this piece of paper to your own computer and go get your free home value on this page. And we created this page automatically for you. Okay. So mailing that to people with equity, how do I do that? Remember, I've been telling you, I've already been saying today, go out and buy that list so you know that you have the address of people that own a home. But if you haven't gotten that list, Express Copy, they have that list all over the country. Okay. So if I want to send this, I can just click print and mail, and I have the integration with Express Copy. So this is what it's going to look like. It will say, get the mailing list from Express Copy. You can decide, hey, do a 1 or 2 or 3 mile radius and send out 100 100 letters for $182. We'll click that button. They download it, they fold it, and they address it from your address to their address. Okay. And that's great. But I will say it looks like bulk mail. That's the one thing that we can see, that the letter just looks like the computer kind of printed it. Now, this letter, the Nearby Homeowner letter, has been a top tool for many years, And our clients come in the mastermind group and often tell us, hey, we just mailed these out and we got a bunch of leads, got a bunch of listing leads. So Pat Motley is one of those people that for probably at least 12 years has been coming in this mastermind group and telling us that she's killing it with his letter. This is the letter for one of her listings, but she does something that no other agent I have seen does. Many are doing since she posted this. She prints out 100, she flips them over, and she uses Microsoft Publisher to print this on the back so that she can hand fold it and hand write these things. And you can see it's very personalized because that red stamp, that actually was done by her computer, but the street, it makes it very local. It's handwritten. The point of this letter is to get people to look at it. So some people use like banana colored envelopes or blue or something that's unique. What Pat does makes it very unique, right? The letter, as you can see, it's not a heavy read. It's like, hey, scan this and make an instant decision, hopefully to find out your home value. So Pat gives a really good example of why she puts in 4 hours of work to mail out 100 just listed and 100 just sold. It's because she got 8 homeowners, 4 from the first 100 and 4 from the second 100, who wanted to sell their homes with her because they could see what she was doing and they could get their home value. So that is why we suggest you go get a list of homeowners that you can mail to, because you can mail a Nearby Homeowner letter to. If that seems like too much, you can mail a postcard. They're right here. Now, some of you have actually mailed out just sold postcards. You just don't include call to actions. On the front of our postcard, there's a URL there. There's a QR code that they can scan. It's going to take them to a page that says this home is sold. It affects your home value. Get your home value. If they flip the postcard over, this affects your home value. Go there to get your home value, just like the letter, right? So this might be easier. You can download this and send it out through your printer if you want. If you have that mailing list, you could do that, or you could use Express Copy. Now, I do want to share with you something that one of our agent clients has told us, and that is Z-Air Mail it's a printing mailing company. They will mail this also to people with equity, but they don't actually, but they have really great fonts. So it looks like it's handwritten. And that's really the key to get people to open the letter. And what's really cool about them is they don't have like a month-to-month subscription. You could just do it at the project level, right? You don't need a monthly subscription. So remember, when we look at this letter, we know that we can, 1, run ads to these homeowners with Facebook, and 2, we can mail things that are valuable to them via mail. So let's go look at the email stuff here, right? So this home is sold and there's an e-flyer for your database. So if you bought that list from whatever company and you put it up in your own CRM, you would have emails for multiple reasons. Like literally, you could email that list once a week. That link and that graphic are going to take people to a page that will capture a seller lead. If you keep scrolling down, it's going to say that affects your home value and go there or there. And of course, they're going to become a seller lead, get an instant home value. And there's a link in my signature that says, get your free home value, which is going to point you to our free home value page, right? So this one flyer has multiple ways of capturing leads. You can copy it here with a signature. You can take it to your own CRM. And since you bought that list of homeowners, you can now blast those people. So imagine this is what you want to be doing to farm a market. You want to run an ad once a week to those people. You want to email once a week to those people, and you want to mail something to them at least once a month, if not twice a month. Okay. That is how you build your brand and let those people know that you are a realtor in this area. And everything I have shown you so far captures leads. Okay. Seller leads. So what else do we have that we can use now that we know we can email them and we can run ads to them and we can mail to them? What else is helpful? I mentioned it earlier, but we all have 80 PDF guides that are branded to you on every page. Okay. And they're great. 40 for buyers, 40 for sellers. Let's click on this one here for sellers. And if you download any of these, you're going to see your brand, your headshot, your colors on every one of them. Okay. But let's just take this one, 12 mistakes to avoid, right? And I'm going to click marketing tools. And this gets us exactly to what we were talking about a little bit earlier related to the listing. You can run an ad on Facebook, right? It's pre-written. You could type in, again, Walnut Creek here, or you could, and in some cases, doing that kind of radius makes sense, right? There's actually nothing in this ad that talks about Walnut Creek. But if I just wanted to focus on that, I could not type in the location here and use this here and then target the list that I created, right? That would be for Facebook. You can also run ads on Google. And I will just say those leads are more expensive than Facebook leads. However, they are higher intent. They close faster. Okay. You want to test that out. The cost of seller leads on Facebook can be anywhere from $5 to $15, even $20. That ads on the cost of seller leads for Google kind of starts at $17, right? Maybe goes a little bit lower, but often goes higher, $20 or $30 per lead. So you're paying more, but you're converting more of those leads to business. You could run ads on both. We've also, in the setup, which I didn't drive through at the start of this class, we actually auto post all of your PDF guides to your social media accounts. You just connect that first when you sign up. And every time we post something, in this case, a PDF guide, we put a landing page behind it. So if people want to download it, they can just click on it, give you their name and contact information, and download it for free, right? So definitely taking advantage of those. Now, I mentioned that you would get a list and put it in your CRM. And just like we did on the e-flyer, we can now copy the code for this as well and put it in, blast it out on your leads. The thing is, if you have a CRM, you ideally have your drip campaign turned on. And so if you're uploading a list of people who own a home in a particular area, this is how you can email those people once a week. Just copy it, go over there, right? Now, there are also print flyers, and there are door hangers and postcards. And since you bought that list, you can use Connect Express, you could use your own mailing print company, and that Z Arrow here, they do that same sort of thing, right? They'll mail it to people that way. So getting to the key market that you're trying to get to, sending emails to them, mailing things to them that are reinforcing your brand and running ads, that's really the story, right? Whether that's a listing or whether that is a PDF guide. Now, we also have landing pages, so let's not forget about that. So when you look at landing pages, when you log in the first time, if you're a new client of ours, you will notice that we've got about a half dozen landing pages already designed for you, right? And free home values is number one, down payment assistance, new construction. There's some of these down here as well. But you can also create multiple landing pages for instant home value. They're called property valuation plus. So how would you do that? You would go up to the top and click create landing page and then hit this drop down and create property valuation plus. You can also create a landing page for FSBOs and also for expireds and also for empty nesters. Okay. So these are all helpful to go hit your market. Yeah. And so create any of these or create all of them. So Linda's got a question. If I have Lofty, do leads get follow-up emails from listings lead or just from Lofty? That's a good question. When you sign up, you can connect your Lofty CRM here. And that usually is what agents want to do. They want their own drip campaign to work the leads from us. So by connecting on your CRM over here on profile, there's a page called CRM integration, and there's a bunch of APIs from the leading CRM companies. But we also have our own follow-ups. And by default, these are not turned on, but you can turn them on right here. And I can tell you, we have very high open rates. Like we have higher open rates than every CRM we talked about or talked to. We also have from just anecdotally from talking to agents, our drip campaigns are closing appointments. So if you are using your drip campaign, and there are a lot of clients out there that have CRMs and they don't use them and they don't turn on drip campaigns. So they're not even working. So what you're doing is you're dumping them into a place and they just sit there and maybe you call them a couple times. That's not going to really convert leads. Touching them with an automated drip campaign is a really smart thing to do. And ours, I think, is actually one of the best. We have a high open rate. It gets into the inbox. It doesn't get in the spam folder. It doesn't get in updates on Gmail. And that's really what you need. So I would definitely recommend that you go over here to follow-ups and turn those on. So let's go back and talk about landing pages, which we were talking about. If you create a landing page, you can go right here. Let's go look at this. And you can create one for a FSBO or property valuation plus, any of them. You just click that and type in the name of the town that you want, and it will create a landing page. And let's scroll down and see if I have one yet. So I actually have one here for Houston. And I'm going to click on the pencil here because this Houston one I created, and this is what it looks like by default. And I don't really recommend that you go out trying to market this looking like this, because what you're asking on this page is, can I have your address and can I have your contact information? And I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's a lot of scams in this world. There's scams in your email, Facebook, there's scams in your text, there's scams people calling you all day long. So when you create a page like this, you want to take a few minutes and click this button over here that says upload and put a picture of something that everybody in Houston is going to know. Okay. And once you've done that, then you can mark it. And I've got a couple over here. I got one here for San Antonio. So that's the Riverwalk there, which is really pretty sunset look. So I've customized it by just uploading one image. Now I can run an ad on Facebook. I can run an ad on Google. I do want to point this out since we're all here. When you see the option of traffic, what's my objective? Traffic or lead ads. I highly recommend lead ads. And what that means is if somebody sees this ad, it's going to look almost identical. The consumer really doesn't know a whole lot has changed. But when they see it, if they click it, then this is what happens. And let's go check in here. I'm only showing this to you so that you can see it, right? You do not need to do this. When they click on it, kind of looks like this is what's your time frame to sell. There's a few options. Would you like the free ultimate guide to selling a home, which is one of the PDF guides and they can say yes or no, and they're all branded to you. Then this page comes up. I don't know if you can see it. It says contact info, full name, email, and phone number. This is completely filled out automatically from the profile on Facebook of the person who clicked on it. And I don't know if you've ever been where you try to log into Facebook and it says, hey, we need to verify it's you. We're going to send you a text or we're going to send you an email. Your name and phone number and email need to be accurate in there just to have access to your account. And that's being populated in here, right here. Even the next page says, oh, got to go here. This is basically saying, even if you're on the do not call list, we can still call you, right? And then it says, great, we've got all your contact information. Please enter your address now. And then it drops them on a page that looks like this. Okay. And that's where they put in their address. And there you go. So now you've got all their contact information. Okay. And their address. And now you've got something to act on. Right. So definitely when you see that option of running an ad, always choose lead ads because you're going to get name, email, and phone number. Again, now you can run an ad on Google, takes a couple clicks. As I mentioned, those leads are more expensive. But don't forget, Google is the #1 website in the country. Literally 86% of all questions are asked on this website. It could be about, hey, where can I get a good steak? Or where's a good golf club? What's a good hotel? And how do I sell my home? What does it cost to sell my home? Any question is going to be there. And when you run an ad with our software on Google, we've got it all pre-written for you, right? So you just go through and click that. Now, a social media post is a free post to your social media. And we can do that for you automatically. You can just turn that on. You want to make sure you created the page and you want to make sure you put a good color in there or a good photo, and then just tell us to auto post it, or you can post it right now. Even if you say to tell us to do it automatically, you can say, hey, do this once a month. Now, remember I said you've got an e-flyer for your database, right? And remember when we started the discussion and we were saying, hey, go buy a list of homeowners in San Antonio. If you've done that and you've created a landing page for San Antonio, this is our home sold report, which is actually this right here, right? Number 7. So that letter is on the back of the landing page. You just under marketing tools. And that link will get them to the home valuation page. And this page will get them to another tool that we created for you that has all your listings on it. And this one has all your reviews on it, right? So this one email has multiple call to actions. You should be sending this out once a month to those homeowners of the city that you're focused on. There are also database call scripts. So if you want to call through your leads, since you have the phone number, it's all right there. You can download it, practice a couple times, and call those people. And there are postcards and door hangers. And I can tell you, a lot of agents like to just mail out something like that. And just like a home sold, on the front, there's going to be a link and a QR code, and on the back, telling them that affects your home value. Some of our clients like to use this, and it's pretty effective. So I know we have a client actually in San Antonio, ironic, or and he created his own landing page with his own pictures and stuff like that. And he took this and downloaded it and sent it over to Vistaprint. And he says he prints them in batches of 1,000 because it's a really good cost per door hanger. And it's black here because that's where the hole is for that. But your colors are going to be here, your branding, your logo, all that. And it says, hey, home sales are in. That's your home value. Scan here to go get your free home value. Pretty simple. What he does is he just walks the neighborhoods. He doesn't even door knock. He just hangs them and keeps walking, because it's just really easy for a homeowner to open their door and go, oh, yeah, I do want my home value. Let me just scan that. Bang. This is a great way of just getting people to your landing page, right? And the prospecting letter, this is the home sold report that I mentioned. It's right here. Now you can see that we can use express copy to mail that again. We can mail it ourselves. Since we have the mailing list, we might want to do what Pat Motley did and handwrite the envelopes. I think people definitely understand that a handwritten envelope is going to get opened, right? And so if people have time, they will do it because they're getting listings from it. This is the letter. Very simple. Home sales are in San Antonio. That affects your home value. Click here. There's even a link with all your reviews on it as well. So those tools are all automatically generated. And I'll give you even one more story. So you see this QR code takes you to that home valuation landing page. There's actually a coach out there. I think her name is Amanda Almhurst or Albright or something like that. And she coaches agents, right? And she tells them, she's like, I've been a client of these guys for years, and I take that QR code and I put it on everything I mail out. And it always says scan here for a free home value. So you know how if you're scanning or if you're mailing things out to your market, in our dreams, people look at that and call us right away. But in reality, they look at it. If they're interested, they're like, I'm going to go put this on my desk or on my kitchen counter. And when they need it, they're going to go and get their home value, or they're going to get whatever it is that you're offering at that moment. And that's what she's saying, is she's telling all of her clients, do that. Every time you print, put that QR code there, because that's going to get you more people. So these are the ways of just straight up farming, right? Print, email, run ads, Facebook, Google, free social media tools. Are there any questions about this? Because I want to tell you about one strategy and one activity that's actually getting listings for our clients right now. And it's something that you wouldn't expect. So for this part, what we talked about, if you have questions, let me know. I see one question here. After we activate follow-ups, where do we go to see what's being sent if we want to modify it and change it? Yeah, okay, cool, good question. So when you go to, when you go to follow-ups, this is where you turn them on, right? And if you click on the link, you can see all the follow-ups and you can edit them there. Whenever you see a pencil, that means edit, okay? And so that's how you change this. Now, I will point out, but I can't show it to you here on the call. If you click your leads tab and you have this turned on, you will see everyone that was sent to them. You will see if it bounced. You will see if it was delivered. You will also see, because some of these, see the safe home selling guide, we actually are embedding our PDF guides in the drip campaigns. This is why it's helping our clients convert leads. Now, I did it, but under the leads tab, we also have our own AI text follow-up. And a lot of our clients are signing up for that. It's an added cost, and it is reaching out automatically with AI texting the leads, okay? And so if you've got our drip campaigns going, offering them value, you've got the AI text working, that we're getting clients, it's converting 12% of our leads now, okay? And I don't know what your conversion rate is, and I don't know what you guys are calling them once or twice, and that'd be about it. Definitely, if you've got a good drip campaign and email, use it. If you've got AI text follow-up from your CRM, use it. Because a lot of people think that if I get a lead with a phone number, I should call them. I mentioned scams earlier. People are not comfortable talking to people they don't know. They don't know what kind of scam is coming. So if you're texting them with 5 or 10 or maybe 15 texts with simple questions about what they responded to, you can get them comfortable to have a phone call with you. And at the phone call, that's where you start closing an appointment. So I wanted to talk to you about what's working that's actually getting more listings for our clients right now. And that is open house marketing. And you wouldn't think about it, but a lot of agents don't, because when they have an open house, they think, I'm going to put a date in the MLS and I'm going to wait for things to happen. And that's not what our clients are doing. This green icon here means that there's an open house saved. So let's click on market listings and talk about what we should do. Okay. So there are a few things that you want to do. And if you go up here to our YouTube channel, watch a few calls about open house. Scott did one. I think he does one almost every Monday. And we're basically teaching you how to get listings. Of course, we can get you buyers, but how to get listings from that open house. Of course, I got too many things open here, so let me try to find my way back. So when you're holding an open house, first of all, run an ad. Now, somebody here asked, how do I get buyers? I need to sell my homes. Simply put, running an ad on Facebook like I'm doing right here is it. And you can actually click Facebook and Instagram. We've written all the ads. When you run an ad for $35, you're going to get about 12 leads with name, email, and phone number. This one has open house. That's why it says open house up here. You can edit that. This class is not about open house marketing, so I'm not going to go into details, but you click that, you're going to get about 12 leads with name, email, and phone number. Okay. So when you run that ad, yes, you get a dozen leads, but also 1,000 to 2,000 people will probably see that. Maybe even 3,000 people will see that you have an open house. So it's good for your branding because that's branded by your business page. But if you want homeowners, you want more listings from this, what should you do? You should use the nearby homeowner letter. And many of our clients do exactly that. So I'm going to download this. I mentioned it earlier for mailing out to like farming. But if you are doing an open house, you can actually print this same letter. And let's see it here. You can see the open house date and time is there. And it's telling, go check it out. Go become a buyer lead. It's also going to say that affects your home value. So who wants their home value? It's only going to be homeowners that live in that neighborhood, because you print out 50 of these, or you print out 100 of these, and you give yourself some time to walk that into the neighborhood. The key is the Facebook ad is going to let a lot of people know, but that's really designed to get buyers, right? When you put this in the market, you're letting the neighbors who are homeowners know that this is available, right? That this home is happening. And if they're even thinking about selling, they may want to go look at that, right? So what you've done is you've taken some action to get homeowners in the neighborhood into your house. What do you do then? Remember I mentioned those PDF guides? And I said that there are 80, but 40 are for homeowners. You can actually print a few of these for homeowners. You can even print a few of the ones for home buyers. And you don't have to print the whole one. You actually can just click on marketing tools and print the one-page flyer. Okay, if you go down here, print flyers. And a lot of our clients are doing this. And let me show you what it looks like. Scott actually put a few videos in, but if you go to the mastermind group, you'll see it here. Yeah. So this is a print flyer from a PDF guide, right? And you can see there's a little acrylic tabletop stand. So you want to pick out 4 or 5 or 6 of your favorite ones that mean something to your market. Print these up. You only need to do this one time. You don't need to do it for each open house. It's just a toolkit for you. And when you get to the open house, put one in the laundry room, put one in the office, put one in a bedroom, because they're all branding to you, right? This one, oddly enough, is not very well branded to you, but let me show you one that is. This one right here. And a lot of our clients use the first top left one because it's got your picture, your logo, and it's got the QR code that people can scan. And you can tell them it as they're walking through into the open house. Say, hey, there are some reports that if you want to download, feel free. They're free to you. And you'll see them as you're walking through the house, right? And now, since COVID, everybody knows what a QR code does. So if they scan that, there's a link, they can download it right there. Again, part of the branding for you, now that you got those homeowners in, because you walk 50 or 100 nearby homeowner letters. The other thing that people are doing is they're going to this media page, and if the home is furnished, they'll go to the smart TV and point it to YouTube, and they'll play this video. And this video is our listing presentation. Okay. Now I'm going to show you our listing presentation. It's one of the things that clients are getting a lot of success with, but you can download this video and you can put it on your laptop or on your, I'm going to turn off the sound here, or you can put it on your iPad, or again, you could point the smart TV to that. It's basically a 5-minute commercial of our listing presentation. It doesn't mention us. It just says, this is what you do to sell a home. So if you've got those, if you're doing an open house, and let me tell you, you can do an open house for another agent. It might be their listing. You can pull the listing into your account. You can save the open house. All the tools I'm showing you are all there designing to capture leads for you. So this is how you're showcasing. This is what I do when I sell a home. And you can probably imagine this is very different from the average realtor, right? So you've taken the time to run an ad, and please run the ad on Tuesday or even Monday, but no later than Wednesday, and get the nearby home letter out so that you're letting the neighbors know. And then this will brand you and impress agents or homeowners of what you're doing. I actually have a lot of clients who are saying, hey, I'm talking to so many homeowners now because I'm doing this work. Now, lastly, and this is the last thing I think I'm going to be talking about. So if you have questions on anything, just let me know. We do have a listing presentation right here. And there's two versions. One is print and one is flipbook. Okay. And flipbook is like an online magazine. But you can also go here and manually create a listing. So if you are going on a listing presentation, let's say you're following some of the steps I'm talking about, you're getting listing leads, you get an appointment, go take a photo of that home, create a new listing manually, say it's a listing presentation, put in the name of the homeowner, say beautiful home in that town, put the address, beautiful home in that town, and add one photo. You can take that photo with your smartphone. And every agent I've spoken to, I want to say in the last 2 months, has used this, has won their listing. So I have one here that is a listing presentation. Why it's so important is you took the moment to a few seconds, put in the name of the homeowner, their address. You can download it for print here. You can put it in Flipbook here, and we'll give it a moment to do that. And you customized our listing presentation only for their home. That one photograph that you put in there, it's going to replace all of our photos so that they can see what their home is going to look like on social media. They're going to see what it's going to look like on YouTube and all the other tools that we create for you. So while that's baking, I want to point everybody over here to the marketing calendar. Remember when we started the call, I said, hey, we've got a YouTube channel. You can go to marketing calendar and resources and get to our YouTube channel here. You can get to our mastermind group here, and you can get to our live training schedule here. Definitely utilize these. If you use Instagram, follow us there. We put a lot of great content there. So let's go over here to listings, and let's go back to my listing presentation, which is for one listing. And I think it was ready. I clicked away right too soon, but we just got another minute here, but I'll show you what this looks like. This one here is a listing presentation. So hit market listing, and once we get there, download or open up the flipbook version, which should be here in a second. So if I click flipbook, it's basically an online magazine. And as I mentioned, it's winning every presentation that our clients are on, which is great. And our clients are using these not just for a traditional listing lead. They're reaching out to FSBOs, they're reaching out to cancels and expireds with this exact same thing. So you see that image on the front there of the house? That's the image that I have of the house. And it says prepared for the homeowner at that address, right? So it's personalized. And if I click through it, you're going to see the home is showing everywhere. This is what it looks like when I'm on Facebook and Instagram. This is what your home is going to look like in my social media marketing on YouTube. You go through this, you don't have to read every word, but you should read it a couple times so you know what the flow is here. But at this point right here, this page about mobile marketing and QR codes, just pause here and ask the homeowner, just say, hey, while we're sitting here at the kitchen table, take a picture of that with your phone and watch what happens. And what happens is this link pops up and they can click on, and their phone's going to be right there their home's going to be on their phone. Okay. This page, we are told by many agents, is actually closing every listing appointment. So see this, get this. If you're going on a listing, first of all, use all the tactics that we've been talking about to get more listings. And if you want to reach out to FSBOs, if you want to reach out to cancels, by all means do it, because that listing presentation is closing even those and turning them into listings, right? So you've got a lot of ways that we talked about in print, in ads, and free social media and email to generate listing leads. You can go buy a list of homeowners from a handful of companies that are out there, and then use our listing presentation to convert that into a listing. Any questions about what I've been talking about here? I don't see any. So I will remind you that this call is being recorded, and you can see it on our YouTube channel either today or tomorrow. So let's see, is there anything? Yeah. I don't see any other questions. So thanks everybody for joining me. Have a great week. And this call will be on YouTube. And if you have questions, you can always reach out to me. If you want that document of the top tools for more listings, you can email me at vince@listings2leads and I'll get that to you. Okay. Thank you.